Hello everybody, this is Emily from Emily Loves London, and today this is my third video today, so it's not really today, it's now. This is my October comic reading that I will be doing, basically telling you what I'm reading. I'm restricting it because I put so many books on my book October reading that I'm not sure if I put loads of comics, I'm not going to get all the way through them. So I've restricted it down to, how many have we got here? 4. I've restricted it down to 4, but I have many to read, so you never know. When I do the wrap up, it might be even more. Okay, so the first comic I am dying to read is Elsie Harris's Picture Place. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. That's his palace. I did. You might know that I did my theory test today, so my eyes have just gone a bit weird. And this is by Jessica Martin. I met her at the London Book Fair this year, and she was so nice to talk to, so interesting, and she does all her work herself. And so let me give you a little. I'm sure she won't mind if I give you sort of a look at a first page. Yeah, so that's the kind of design that this one is like. And she's done this one and 2 other mini comics, which I have reviewed on my blog. So I will leave those links to those articles in the description box below, and they're fantastic. The first one was called It Girl, and I've forgotten the name of the other one. My brain. Wait, it's in here. It's in here. It's in here. Where is it? Bear with me. I don't want to disappoint her. Okay, I forgot to mention the other 2. That's what it's called. Sorry for that long pause. It's called Vivacity, and they were fantastic. And she does completely different styles of sort of artistry and artwork in each of her comics. So that is something I love. I love the change in artwork, and it's really different. Like sometimes she'll choose like sketching, and sometimes she'll choose like this kind of art, which is supposed to be representing sort of 1930s era. And I love that. That's fantastic for me. So what I will do is I will give you the little blurb so you know what you need to know. Elsie Harris Picture Palace is Jessica Martin's first graphic novel and was shortlisted for the Mirage, a First Graphic Novel Prize. Jessica's love of film history and the golden era of Hollywood has already gathered its audience with her 2 comics, It Girl and Vivacity. That's the one I already read. This volume continues in Jessica's distinct black and white film style with the tale of a young Londoner, Elsie, who embarks on a journey taking her from Elstree to Hollywood in the 1930s. Inspired by the unsung genius of the art creatives of the film industry, this is a unique spin on rags to riches story in the glamorous world of film. So yeah, I can't wait to read this. And anything to do with the 1930s I love. Mainly because of my destination. Okay, so yeah, that's first on my list to read. Next on my list is going to be Saga Volume 2. I have read Volume 1 already and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. And this is by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staplers, I think. I'm not very good at pronouncing names, as you will find out. But yeah, so this is the second volume. I will leave a link down below to my review of the first volume, which is on my blog. Basically, in a nutshell, Saga is about a couple who are on the run. I've read it quite a while ago, the first volume, so this is going to challenge my brain at remembering plots. So yeah, it's about a couple on the run, and they live in this sort of fantasy world. As you can see by the cover, there are different animals incorporated. And they're trying to escape from the bad guys. I'm not very explaining this very well. Really should have the first volume somewhere so I can... yeah. Let me read you the thing from New York Times. They always sum up things. This is a rich world with relatable characters and incredible visuals. Saga can sit proudly alongside Mr. Vaughan's previous series, including Why the Last Man and Runaways. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's just full of fabulous. That's not an appropriate. That's a weird picture. This is a better picture. Look at the artwork here. It's fantastic. And yeah, it follows those two and their relationship and trying to get away from these bad people. I'm not explaining this very well, but it is a fantastic comic, and I will explain it better in my review video of this volume. Okay, next on my list is Orbital Volume 2, Ruptures, and this is it's written by Sylvain Runberg, and the artwork is done by Serge Pellé. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's French, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I met Sylvain at the London Book Fair this year, and they sent like a copy of one of the volumes of Orbital round for us to look at, and I just had to pick it up. And I'm now on the second volume, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I will leave a link to my review of the first volume, which is on my blog, in the description box. This comic is basically set around in this sort of Star Warsy type land. Well, it's not a land. So basically the Confederation is basically the sort of government of the space era that this is set in, and it follows these two diplomatic... what are they called? IODs. IODs, I think. Yes, they're called IODs. And their missions around the different space planets in Orbital world. And it's fun. It's I love the style of the artwork in here. It's like a sort of pastel-y kind of style. And it's really interesting. Very political, which I love about it. And he spoke about how politics is a big influence in his comics, so that's really cool. You should definitely check this out. You can find it in Waterstones, so that's really good. The last thing I'm going to be reading in October is Doctor Strange, The Way of the Weird, Volume 1, and this is by Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo. I think that's how you say his name. See, I'm getting worse and worse as I go on with names. So this is, right. So I'm not, when I read Marvel comics, I'm not great at whether what I'm reading is the original comic or is sort of the new version. So some of you are going to have to give me a comic education in the comments below as to whether... I don't think this is the original. I think there was a series before this, so I think this is the new sort of series, and I think it's tied in with the film partly. So basically, let me give you a little intro. Eminent surgeon Stephen Strange had it all: talent, money, women, prestige, and a total disregard for his fellow man. Yet fate turned his life upside down when a car crash damaged the nerves in his hands and ended his career. In desperation, Strange sought out the one man who could help him, the mysterious Ancient One. Oh, and in the film that's coming out, Tilda Swinton plays that, and she looks amazing in her costume. So cool. The aged mystic taught Strange the deepest secrets of magic so that he would be able to defend the world from any and all extra-dimensional horrors, as Doctor Strange, Earth's sorcerer supreme. So yeah, I can't wait to read this, and I'm really excited for the film. So yeah, I'm going to do... Oh, and look at the art. Oh, so cool. I'm always amazed at the art in comics. It's just fantastic. Yeah, so that's all I'm reading in October. I may read more, and you will find out soon in my wrap-up for comic reading in October. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye!